Did you hear? Farts spread coronavirus. And yeah, that stinks. According to researchers, flatulence is an aerosol-generating action that spreads the virus through the air. This discovery emerges from Australia, but I'll resist the urge to say this finding came from down under. We went to an expert for comment.
The evidence is uncontradicted that the president used taxpayer dollars to ask the Ukrainians to help him cheat an election.
I guess that makes him patient zero. But it makes sense. If a sneeze or a cough can propel viruses, why can't air biscuits? If it's true, then we finally have an illness we can blame on the dog. But this is why we wear pants and masks, which are just tighty-whities for the mouth. Masks are now becoming acceptable accessories. Along with social hygiene practices, they're now behaviors we encourage, like not littering and not shoplifting and not taking Don Lemon seriously. You know, it's funny, it's no longer weird to wear a mask. It's weird if you don't, unless you're this guy. You know, Congressman, if you're going to create a mask on the fly, make sure it's not your spouse's bikini bottoms. Yeah, that's abnormal. But in order for us to get back to normal, we got to do some abnormal things. Because it's you and me who are going to lead all of us out of this mess. And we need to be trusted to do the right thing. Because unlike our leaders, we can share the risk. We can say, let's go back to work with protocols in place. And yes, there's a risk the disease will return. But that is the risk, and we as a country share it and will act accordingly. See, we can do that, so our leaders follow. Because the reverse may not happen. Leaders are fearful of risk because the media hangs all the casualties around their necks. But if we share the risk, the media can't attack all of us. A media full of hacks who can see the future, as long as that future already happened. They are the hindquarters of hindsight, and they just can't stop.
This is exactly the kind of chaos this president has brought to bear on the crisis from the very beginning. Now that we've got over 46,000 Americans dead because of it.
The president, though, is peddling dangerous suggestions on how to treat coronavirus, including injecting a person with disinfectant.
But it took a, colorblind, gender blind, state line blind virus to sort of have all of the president's sins from his first 3 years catch up with him. I wonder what you think about whether or not there's some silver lining there.
So the silver lining to 50,000 dead is that it really hurts that guy I hate with every fiber of my being. What a sad soul to be so emotionally wrecked that she finds a silver lining in mass death. But what do I know? I'm just a guy who'll do anything to work in a fart joke. Speaking of fart jokes, what stinks is dumber than crap and is mayor of New York? Yeah, did you know he was shocked that inmates he released from jail over fears they'd get sick ended up reoffending? I know, a surprise. I wonder what else shocks de Blasio. Big things are heavy? Fire is hot? No one likes him? Yeah, this tall drink of dope said it was unconscionable that these criminals would commit crime. Yep, this moron on stilts was relying on the principles of thugs. Worse, after he realized downplaying the virus was wrong, he urged citizens to narc on each other.
When you see a crowd, when you see a line that's not distanced, when you see a supermarket that's too crowded, anything, you can report it right away so we can get help there to fix the problem. And now it's as simple as taking a photo. All you got to do is take the photo and put the location with it, and bang, send a photo like this, and we will make sure that enforcement comes right away.
Wow. Amazing. He's turning citizens into a modern Stasi, a surefire way to divide people in a time of crisis. Who thinks like this? But thank God for Americans, because the response to this ass is distinctly, wonderfully American. When he announced the tip line to send pictures of your law-breaking neighbors, what did you patriots do? You flooded his narco line with porn, pictures of genitalia, and also de Blasio, although it's hard to tell the difference. And so I must stop and say, I love you. I do. It's the greatest thing you could do as an American, America. When some big brother bozo urges you to turn in your fellow man, you send him porno shots. If the founding fathers were alive right now, they'd kiss your feet and then look at the porn. Now, I know these other outdoor protests are complicated. On one hand, they're protesting government overreach, which makes them as American as a pickup truck full of smaller pickup trucks. On the other hand, which I can't touch, they're congregating, which could spread the virus. If we slam the spring breakers, then we got to do the same here. It's wrong to protest without protection. But what's also wrong? Rich celebrities who fashioned themselves allies of the working class now mocking the actual working class. You know who's not mocking the working class? This guy. He put a hold on green cards. Makes sense. If you're not letting Americans out to work, why let workers in to work? Of course, this will be called racist because that's what the media does. It trivializes a word until it has no meaning. Never mind that halting new green cards is what you do when temporary unemployment skyrockets. An idiot would simply invite more people into a sinking boat. The stoppage actually helps the minorities here. Trump also helped the little guy by demanding Harvard return the millions it got in business aid from the government. So Harvard did. See, it never hurts to ask or demand in public. Still, Harvard says they didn't ask for the bailout. So I guess the money just wanted to go to Harvard. But the media ignored that story. And I've had it with them. I can tolerate their divisive BS when we're wasting time talking about budgets, climate change, and whether the Oscars are diverse enough. But not here. This is the future of America we're talking about. This ain't transgendered restrooms. This behavior is selfish and gross, which is why you have to be your own journalist. Focus on facts and not narratives. We are faced with adult questions, and every decision from here on out carries a risk. Going back to work won't be easy, but we can't not go back. It's not in the cards or our blood. We have the roadmap, and it's over rocky terrain. We know that the virus, even if it flattens, can return. America's a battlefield, and once we pull back, the enemy can again come out of hiding. But we can't remain in hiding forever. We need to come back in phases with options that allow for retreat when necessary. Or maybe just trust Americans to know how to avoid hazards to their own health, especially if the hazard looks like this. Man, that does stink.